So you're here for one reason only, and that's OBS. I'm not gonna waste your time. I got my makeshift setup here, and let's go over to the desk. Look, there's many ways that you can go amongst yourself to go ahead and start off with OBS and start streaming, and I really appreciate you choosing how. And I'm gonna show you really quickly how to do it and just get straight to the point. You're gonna wanna navigate over to the OBS website. The link will be provided down at the bottom. Go ahead and choose which operating system that you're gonna work with. In my case, I'm gonna do Windows. As you can see, it already downloaded, and now we have our OBS Studio ready to go. Go ahead and open it up. We'll go ahead and install it. Go through your installation location. Go ahead and decide where you wanna save it into. And let's go ahead and just give it a minute. All right, so you can see that OBS is done. So let's go ahead and launch it now. We've got the basic installed. Take a look here at our layout really quickly. We've got a couple of panels that are very important to using OBS. We have our first section here, which is our canvas. So our canvas is gonna be our video display. It's gonna be what's gonna be streaming out to your designated streaming service. Down here at the bottom, we have our scenes, we have our sources, we have our audio mixer, we have scene transitions, and then most importantly, start streaming and start recording when we are ready to go ahead. Now, let's take a look here. You can see I already have some created sources and scenes here. Let's see if I can delete these here. Okay, so there has to be at least one here. So we'll get started here and let's create a scene, and let's just call this one gameplay, or let's go ahead and call this live. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna right click, I'm gonna go to rename, and I am typing out live because this is gonna be our designated screen to go live. Then over here, you can see we have display capture. In this section here, this is where it's going to allow you to import any of your sources, such as your webcam, your video gameplay, your microphone, graphics, and so many more options here. So pretty much everything's going to be nested into this scene here. So underneath here are sources. What we're going to do is we're going to start off by putting my webcam here. So let's click on add source, this plus button here. And then you can see the list of all the different sources that are available for you. So this is going to be a video source or video capture device source. So you can take a look that they have all these nice little icons that will assist you with selecting something. So I'm going to select video capture device. Here it's going to allow me to go ahead and create a new one, or later on when I start building up my library, I can add an existing source. So let's label this one webcam. Here you can see we have our webcam. I got a C920 logic. We're going to go ahead and take a look over here. As you can see, I have a very large scale video here. And what I want to do is I want to make the resolution custom. I can click properties, and I think the best bet and the safest bet here is to go to 1920 by 1080, which is a very native video resolution for a lot of video cameras, especially webcams as well. So here, I got my wonderful webcam ready to go. Now, let's say I wanted to go ahead and put my game capture or even show my desktop here. So let's go ahead and go. So we're cutting back to the webcam. You can't capture nothing right now. Well, let's go back. All right, so past the technical difficulties, let's rewind. In the background here, I have my game Call of Duty set up, ready to go. And I need to go ahead and bring this into my sources. So what I'm gonna do again is go over to my plus icon. Then I'm gonna go over to my game capture. So here you can do two things. You can either do display capture, which is gonna capture everything on your window, or you can go over here to game capture. So I'm gonna select game capture. And then here, I can go ahead and label this one game, or I can leave a game capture. It's up to you how you decide you want to label it. I'm going to click OK. And then right over here under mode, sometimes it'll go ahead and automatically capture your game. Mine, it's not for some reason. So I'm going to change the mode, and I'm going to go to capture specific window. And I'm going to go ahead and tell here which window to capture specifically. And that's going to be the Call of Duty game. And then now you can see in the background there of my canvas, and it went ahead and started my game capture for Call of Duty. I'm going to leave everything here as default, and I'm going to click OK. And now you can see I have my video game capture. Now the only downside is you can see that the video resolution for the game capture is a lot larger than my canvas, and that's indicated by these striped lines here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click. I'm going to go over here to transform, and I'm going to go ahead and select fit to screen. So what this will easily do is it'll go ahead and fit it to my screen. You can see those diagonal lines have disappeared. Moving on back over to our sources. Now you're probably wondering, where's my webcam? So in your webcam, whatever source is at the very bottom is going to be overlaid by the very top. So there's a hierarchy to things when it comes to your sources and all of the scenes that you create and going and layering your sources properly. So if you used Photoshop before, then you should be familiar with this hierarchy. I'm going to go ahead and click on my game capture. and I'm gonna hold it down and I'm gonna drag it underneath my webcam. Or I can do vice versa. I can do webcam right on top of game like this and then release it. So there's my webcam again, and here's my game capture. Now, the beautiful thing about OBS is it's got this bounding box on the corner here that was gonna allow you to go ahead and put your cursor and hover it on top. You'll get a diagonal arrow, and this will now let you scale the size of your webcam. So you can decide how you wanna go ahead and change the scale of your webcam. And from here, you can now click, hold it down, and you can move it wherever you want on your game. So by default, I kind of like this left side, or I like this right side, again, depending on the UI. I'm gonna go ahead and place it here. And then from here now, I have my two main sources, which is my webcam and my game capture. All right, so now we are ready to stream. If I hit start streaming for the first time, you'll see that I'll get prompted with this stream URL I was missing. So I'm gonna go ahead and click open settings. If I don't get this prompt, I can go back over to my file tab, go to settings, and inside of the settings option here, I'm gonna go to stream. So at this point, we're not really gonna get into too much detail of all the output audio stuff. We're just gonna go with the default settings, and then from there, we can start making some changes in a later time. So we're gonna go to service, we're gonna go to Twitch, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and connect accounts. Go through this process. Okay, so now that my account is set up, I'm gonna go ahead and leave everything here as default. You can see that the server is set up for automatic, meaning it's gonna go ahead and find the closest main server for your location. You can go to your drop down list and you can look at stuff that's probably a little bit closer to you and that you'll give you a little bit lower ping. Followed up with that, you can go ahead and leave your multi-track here as default. You can see that it's gonna go ahead and enable if you click to enhance your broadcasting, which may assist you if you have a lower end computer for streaming and for your lower input for, and a lower output for your internet connection. So I'm gonna just leave this here at deselected. If I wanna go ahead and add some of the advanced options for better TTV and franker face Z emotes on my chat, because you'll see in a little bit it'll open up a panel. I can go ahead and click on that. If you want to go ahead and enable bandwidth tests and ignore stream services for a better recommendation, that's all up to you. I will get into more detail on how you can get better output with your bandwidth. So I'm just going to leave it out default. I'm going to click apply, and now I'm going to click OK. As now you can see here on my left hand side a stream information, which allows me to change my title and a go live notification, and then also my stream chat should appear right over here. Now everything is integrated into OBS, and it's simple as that, and you can start streaming. So good luck on your streaming. If you have any questions or anything like that, please leave them in the comments and I will try to answer them as best as possible. Go ahead and like, subscribe, hit the notifications, so that way you can keep up to date with all the OBS stuff for you and your streams. Thank you.